And returning to the pitch, today's visitors, Harlequins.
Welcome back then to the start of the second half here at Craven Park. And what we hope will be the start of a Rovers revival somewhat. Much needed, of course. 28-0 down to this Harlequin side at half-time. Not a very good first half showing from the Hull Kingston Rovers. But there's only them that can put it right, so let's hope that the Hull Kingston Rovers now that are taking to the field can turn this around. Big ask, of course, but it's only them that can do it. It's all about Hull Kingston Rovers, how they respond in this second half. Have they got it in them to pull it round against the side that's been pretty dominant in the first half? Or will it be as one-way traffic as it was in the first half? Let's hope not. Let's hope for a Rovers revival. Then, like I say, we're going to need a try pretty early on, I would have thought, in this second half. Harlequins it will be then to kick off to the Hull Kingston Rovers. Like I said, David's going to take a nice early try in this second half to kickstart something, because the end of that first half was so abject. Well, most of the first half was so abject. It seemed to be unpassionate. You know, it's just not something you don't associate with Hull Kingston Rovers a lot of the time. But even the stands seemed a bit, quiet and dull. But I think that comes from the players not putting the best foot forward, unfortunately.
Well, good run back from Macca's the only one that's given it a bit of passion, a bit of oomph into this game so far. And it was an awful 40 minutes that for Kingston Rovers. I mean, in defence of the crowd, in defence of the East Stand faithful, they had nothing to cheer for, nothing to cheer on. Like I say, you can accept getting beat, you can accept even getting walloped sometimes. You can accept them playing badly. But what you can't accept is what we got in the first 40 minutes, which was no passion and no effort. Straight away though, Rovers this half, some great runs. Macca starting it off, Stanley Jean and Kate Netherton with a great run, fends off a few, gives it to Chris Willem, and it's the first proper good run there from Hull Kingston Rovers. On the fifth tackle now, Dobson with a little dink through. Harlequins looking around, it's going to be a try, yes! And Rovers now giving the faithful something to cheer about. A quick early try, which is what the doctor ordered. Some great play. McKinley Alsbury set the tone. First run, he makes 10 yards. Next run, Stanley Jean takes it up across the Rovers 35-metre line. Next run, Ken Netherton from dummy half. Brilliant run, cuts a few players, gives the ball to Chris Wellham. Chris Wellham gets it right down into the Harlequins 25. Gives the ball, Dobson, good little kick through. Lots of Harlequins players doing their best impression of Rovers in the first half. Just looking at ball bobbles. Jake Webster says, thank you very much, gives the ball. Great try there by, I think it was John Steele.
Yeah, great try, a much needed try, of course. I said they're going to need an early try, and they've got that. That could just kick them on there. If they could get to a position where they're only a few points behind, it would spare them, I'm sure. Dobson then looking to keep his 100% record for the season going with this kick. He's at the right side for a left-footed kicker, of course, but pretty difficult. Can he match Rob Purdy with his accuracy? He's missed it. Michael Dobson showed me that when he was dropping his head back. Unfortunate, but that's give Hull Kingston Rovers a little something to build on, a little foundation, a little base, a little something to sniff at. It's like a scratch card where you sniff the surface and you get the whiff of chocolate, but you don't eat the bar. You've got to smell for a while before you get to the treat. Is this the treat coming? Let's see, shall we? Rob Purdy then will kick this ball off for the Harlequins team. Very early in the second half, Rovers haven't scored already. Let's hope it's one of the scratch cards people start scratching and sniffing, of course, because I don't believe Popoas is here today, but I won't like to scratch and sniff what he does. Get a name on it, one of you. Benke Kane puts his name on it pretty dominantly. McCarthy is who has to reach up for the ball, does so, drives that ball well, as he has done since he's entered this field of play for Hull Kingston Rovers. Kate Netherton, who made a fantastic run, of course, to set young Chris Wadham on his way in that first set in the second half. You can already see it, there's a bit more of him and a bit more vigour in this running, a bit more pump in the legs, a bit more big chested, a bit more powerful, a bit of an insurgent, shall we say. Kate Netherton again making yards. Oh, that's unfortunate. I could see he thought about that and thought no, but then he couldn't stop himself releasing the ball. Benke Kane unfortunately just overrun him. Just needed to get that man slightly more free on halfway then. Harlequins not so much force the errors, accept it. Scrum on halfway then, and Harlequins will put the ball in through Danny Orr. Ex-Castleford and Wigan man, of course. He's signed a 2-year extension at Harlequins, I believe. Henry Paul now. Oh, he's knocked on that ball. Benke Kane then, give it inside to Sean Briscoe. He's going to have a look for a gap himself. Oh, he's gone round the head again. Never mind, Briscoe going to get up, play this ball. Push down to the ground, all offside for me, the Harlequins players. Mikhaili Izu there, making a pretty good tackle from young Tony Club there, but bounced back up well and carried on with his run. Stanley G now goes forward, brought down 42 metres from the Harlequins line. Cookie makes his much awaited return here at Craven Park.
Substitution for Hull Kingston Rovers, number 6, Paul Cook.
Jason Everett replaces, I believe. Yeah, Bengali now always looking for something different, our Rovers, trying to pass this ball along the line with speed. Looking for a different option. Forced down again in the second effort. Bengali plays the ball. Michael Dobson and gives it inside to Garrett Crossman, turns his back on the plane, tries to trundle his way forwards another 5-6 metres into the Harlequins territory. Kate Neville has added that little bit of zip since he came on. Cookie now. Cookie there. Oh, it's a great effort from Paul Cook. Looking to change this game for Hull Kingston Rovers when he's come on the field of play. Kate Neville looking something different again. Fantastic kick and chase there by Kate Neville. Brought the man down 4 metres from his own line, forcing Harlequins to run away, something they never did from their own line in the first half. Great tackling from the Rovers. Sharif then has a go. He's brought down well in a 3-man tackle, only 12 metres from his own line. Three tackles gone against his Harlequins outfit. He's trying to burst into song to give him something to go for. Bengalia and Paul Cook making a great tackle there. Bring Danny Ward down just 2 metres from his 20-metre line. Before that ball went forward, Mr. Bentham says no, but that is the last tackle. Peter Fox drops, John Steele drops. We'll be looking for a big kick here. Briscoe there. Ooh, he takes it brilliantly. Not like him to make a mistake like he did in the first half, but he's made up for it since. Charging that ball forward then. John Steele it is who goes to acting half, gives it outside to Michael Dobson. Stanley G now looking to bounce again, does so. Stanley G going for a gap. Side steps, one player, bounces off another, goes down in the tackle. 18 metres from the Harlequins line. Kate Neverton moves to the off-half position. Takes it, gives it outside to Michael Dobson. Passes it again to Bengalia. Drops his shoulder. Goes out wide then to Benke Kane. Tries a little dribble, a little kick. No, it doesn't work out for him there. Tackles the Harlequin player who drops on the ball 7 metres from his own line. Perdham then puts it inside. Harlequins player dragged back there by the Rovers team. Rovers tacklers, John Steele and Benke Kane on that far side. Young Will Sharp again having another run. Trying to help his forwards out. Need to get off him a bit quicker, Garrett Crossman. Does so. Again, the Rovers players moving it pretty fast and keeping his Harlequins players deep in their own half. McCarthy Scarsbrook there. Again, a decidedly looking forward pass there as Carlton Martin runs that ball forward. Henry Paul then looking for a big kick. Puts it down the middle of the field, straight into the arms of Sean Briscoe. Accepts it thankfully and gleefully. Yeah, it's a great pass from Sean Briscoe. Peter Fox now looking for a gap. Opens them legs out, brought down 2 metres into the Harlequins side of this field. Oh, Paul Cook there, does well to take that ball. Brilliant, fantastic long pass. Oh, Chris Wadham can't take it in and knocks that ball on. Great pass from Cookie, just couldn't be taken there from Chris Wadham as this rain starts the team down here at Craven Park. It's a pretty neutral rain, falling straight down. I don't think it's in anybody's face, but there is definitely a swirling wind that's blowing what seems to be in the Harlequins' faces at the moment.
Well, Hull Kingston Rovers this second half setting off with a lot more passion, a lot more direction, a lot more purpose. All right, a couple of balls have gone to ground, little knock-ons, but at least they're trying something here, Hull Kingston Rovers. Which a lot more than can be said for that first 40 minutes. The tackling's a lot better. The attacking is a lot better. Rovers here putting pressure on the Harlequins. Big fella with a tackle. Come on, Rovers. Put that man down. Chad Randall looking around. He had plenty of time and chance to offload. Luckily for Rovers, he didn't. Danny Ward doesn't make much yards there. Garrett Crossman in the tackle. Curtin Atherton in the tackle. Bengalia in the tackle. Danny Orr now gives the ball. Henry Paul drops it. Go on, Garrett, run! Garrett Crossman just picks the ball up. Just trundles along, takes the tackle. Jake Webster now gives the ball. Mick Vella, Harlequins there, at least 2-3 yards offside. Mr. Bentham says, no, that's okay. I'll allow it. Mick Vella Kurt Netherton, big long ball out to Dobson. Gives the ball to Stanley Jean. Stanley Jean going forward instead of doing his crab and going sideways. A lot more difficult to put down his Stanley Jean when he runs forward. Chris Wellham makes some good yards. That was a high tackle on Chris Wellham there. Mr. Bentham says, yes, I agree, that was a high shot there from Mr. Ward. Dobson, big kick. Gets it down to the Harlequins 20. Kingston Rovers now with the tap. Kurt Netherton gives the ball. Dobson to Vella. Vella not taking it at any pace though, just takes the ball and just sort of trundles into the tackle. Kurt Netherton now spins the ball out. Stanley Jean running forward, spots the gap, goes for it. Hull Kingston Rovers now pressing 5 yards from this Harlequins try line. Gives the ball Dobson to Galea. Galea does a little run around. Briscoe joins in the attack. Galea spots, goes down the blind side, gives the ball. Knock on again there. It was a bit of a hospital pass in all fairness. I think Jake Webster would have been a bit of a magician to pick that ball up, to be honest with you. Harlequins now on their 10-yard line with the scrum and the put-in. But it's better signs here from Hull Kingston Rovers. The rain now throwing itself down here at Craven Park. The sun definitely hasn't got his hat on today.
No, it's another terrible summer's day. It's got to be said this year, it's not been the best for sunshine. You feel though that the momentum has swung in the favour of the Hull Kingston Rovers side, and they're going with it, they're playing with it, they're trying things different. Already made more yardage in the second half, in the first 6, 7, 8 minutes of this second half than they did in the whole of the first. From some enterprising play from the half-backs and forwards alike. But still, Danny Ward draws a penalty there off the Hull Kingston Rovers player, which was Paul Cook. Briscoe there dropping back. Always a chance that the ball doesn't go dead, of course, but Chad Randall makes no mistake and bounds that one into touch. Again, it looks decidedly forward, that pass. Something that the touch judges and referees alike don't like to give. Danny Ward then brings the ball forward again for this Harlequins side. Brought down on a 3-man Rovers tackle, 44 metres from the Rovers line. Chad Randall scoops himself from dummy half, gives it inside to Rob Purdom, had a great first half. Oh, he's got to be brought down there. It's a fantastic chasing from Paul Cook. Forces the man back almost to halfway. Got to get off him quick though, because he'll penalise you again. And does so. Making Harlequins work really hard. Will Sharp makes the run for the Harlequins, taking it to the 40-metre line. Randall again at acting half. So there's some more great tackling there, this time from Ben Kane. Rose have certainly got a bit of go forward now in this half. I would suggest you keep that in, John. No, it's just only going to let Trundle into touch. Obviously that'll be a head and feet to Rose on the 10-metre line. Just in front of that east stand there. Ben Galea it is who will put in this play. Michael Dobson standing back for a play of the ball for a play off this scrum, I think. You know something's going on because Stanley's out the scrum as well and he's come this side. So I would assume it'll be quick hands to the left-hand side here. Now what's he going to give there, this referee? He can't say a knock on, can he? He is going to say a knock on. Sean Briscoe there, tried something different at the scrum. Backfired and it never worked. And Harlequins then, with all that momentum lost from Rovers, will have this ball just 10 metres from the Rovers line. Gifted and possession 10 metres from your line is not the thing to do when you're trying to gain a bit of momentum. Henry Paul taking a swipe there. Yeah, I hope he's seen that. Henry Paul needs penalising there. Henry Paul it was who took a dig at Sean Briscoe. He's got to be penalised. Let's hope the man in the stand, and there's one stood not too far from us, can see what's happening today. Because Henry Paul certainly stuck a fist out at Sean Briscoe, which is illegal. He's losing his... Oh, he's dropped it. Oh, look at that. He's got his knickers in a twist. Got all upset with his little self. He said, I'm telling you now, he rubbed my eyeliner. My lipstick smudged all over my collar. I'm buggered, he says. Sean Briscoe curse on Benky Kane, who's being pulled out. Will always be that little wind-up merchant, a little gerbil in your pocket he is, always scurrying and scranting at you, trying to gain the penalty. Has he got the guts to give the penalty then, if he's seen the incident? No, he's going to make him play the ball. Henry Paul quite clearly stuck a fist out there, what Mr. Bentham couldn't see, of course. So you can see little knock-ons and little misdemeanours, but you can't see the important things like smacking in the faces and stuff like that. Great referee. Still, Rovers bring the Harlequins players down 8 metres from the line, and I'll say again, it's important not to keep them out here if they've got any chance whatsoever in this game. Haggerty there going through quite easily, scoring a try. That's the game for me for Harlequins if it wasn't already. Well done, Mr. Bentham. Why you haven't penalised Mr. Paul there, I don't know. Took the coward's way out again and put it on report, I see. Doesn't work all the time, I'm afraid. A ban next week's no good to us, Dave, when he should have been shown the sin bin today.
Yeah, and it could have made a difference, but too late now. No point crying over the spilt milk. Yeah, that saucy jester's definitely got the cream. Well, scoreline here at Craven Park. Harlequins 32, Hull Kingston Rovers 4. Rob Purdon with the chance of a conversion here, way out on the wing on the 20-metre line, where he's been kicking it. I would hazard a guess he'll probably get this. East Stand will let us know. Yeah, he's got that. Again, the linesman trying to fake it, dropped his flag, but eventually went up. So the score here at Hull Kingston Rovers ground at Craven Park in the second half here, the Super League match. Harlequins 34, Hull Kingston Rovers 4. Dobson here with a big looping kick-off, gets held up in the wind. Well taken there by the Harlequins centre, I think. But at least in this second half, Rovers have actually turned up. They're putting some effort in, giving the East Stand something to cheer about. Danny Ward, big run from Danny Ward. Takes 3 Rovers players to bring him down. Rinaldi then gives the ball. Danny Ward gives the ball to number 8, Carl Tamata. More like Tomato to me, but hey-ho, it's the way you pronounce them. Daniel with a good little kick through. Come on, Briscoe, pick it up. That's it. He's going to have to run it. Get your head down. Oh, come on. The tackle was made. The tackle was made. Come on. Finally, Mr. Bentham gives the penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers. Well, that tackle was made. Well, in the first half, that tackle was made. Well, Dobson with the penalty kick takes it to Rovers 20. Kate Netherton gives the ball. Garrett Crossman does his usual little trundling run, turns sideways instead of just getting his head down and pushing them legs. Messing about, the play the ball. No penalty, says Mr. Bentham. Mick Vella now makes a few yards. Still no real passion though from the Rovers forwards. There's only Michele Alzui, I've got to say, he's going to come out of this game with any sort of real credit to me. Because even first half, he was the one that was trying to put a bit of passion, a bit of pace into it and running fast and hard. Paul Cook looking to offload. That's surely come off the Harlequins player last. Mr. Bentham says no, play on. No. Definitely not Hull Kingston Rovers day. Denwald gives it to Tamata. Tamata makes some yards there, gets to the 25-metre line. Rinaldi plays the ball. Henry Paul, who really shouldn't even be on this pitch at this point in time. Henry Paul. Referee taking the easy way out, puts him on report. Not a lot of use, Hull Kingston Rovers, that. Oh, and they're playing it well and wider. Harlequins looking dangerous again. Rovers defence looking a bit pedestrian here. Danny Hall, good little kick through. Oh, Dobson stops the kick, but unfortunately knocks on. Michael Dobson not happy, slings the ball down. I think Michael Dobson's cushions are going to be coming out the pram very shortly. I know whose cushions are definitely going to be coming out the pram, and I think he'll be doing his Alex Ferguson impression. Looking forward to the interview at the end of this match if he does come up Justin Morgan is not going to be a happy bunny with this. Anyway, Harlequins take the scrum. Scott Hill spots a gap. Come on, Rovers. Got to drag him down. And the atmosphere again dying because not giving much for our fans to shout about. Rinaldi trying to find a gap. There's a ball, Scott Hill. Scott Hill puts his head down, and that's another try, I think. It's another try to Harlequins, and that was, again, also easy. Rovers defence decided, well, we'll give up the ghost. After what was quite a bright start to the second half, normal service from the first half, I think, has been resumed here, Mike. And I, for one, are getting very frustrated and very upset.
Yep. You're not alone. Hull Kingston Rovers then conceding another try. Almost effortlessly, really. Pathetic attempt at tackling. As soon as this Harlequins start getting in the Rovers line, you know they're going to score. It's simple as that. Garrett Crossman trundles off across the back of the field. He's been nameless to me today, Garrett Crossman, being a nothing. A non-entity. Nothing going forward, nothing in defence. As have many of the Rovers players today, of course. And still Justin Morgan sits in his little box. Watching from there. I thought he wanted to be down there. Screaming from the touchlines. Was that another kick from Scott Hill? It certainly is. Rob Purdom, it certainly is.
And the 2 points for
Harlequins come to Hull Kingston Rovers and put 40 on us. What a fantastic Sunday afternoon at Craven Park. Sarcasm in my voice? I don't think so. Hull Kingston Rovers then will kick off again. Michael Dobson, I'm sure, will put it just in the air again. There you go, the same way again. And it will be taken again and run forward again from this Harlequin side. Rovers again will have to the front up in defence, if they can, of course. Brought down there by Kirk Neverton, spotted the danger of the man going through the gap. Danny Ward trundles forward, as all he ever does do, of course. He's trundled, but very effective for the Harlequins today has been Danny Ward. Far better, may I add, than any of our fours, and that includes Mike Vella. No, that includes Macca as well. Macca's okay, but you've got to do it for more than 2 or 3 minutes at a time, Dave. Haggerty then, another great forward for them today, was running well also. Looks to go down injured there. I may be wrong. Yeah, it looks a bit crook. He stands cheer, but I'm sure he'll be the one that's cheering in the showers afterwards. Briscoe takes that into his chest then. Looking for his option. Isn't any really. Tries to go for a gap, shot on him by Henry Paul and Rinaldi. Peter Foxton doing his England selection caused a great deal of good, I'm sure. Out wide then to John Steele. Well, again, he's brought down in a 3-man Harlequins tackle, only 33 metres from his own line. Heppenstone gives it inside to Paul Cuckoo instead, gives it inside to Dobson. Wallen there. Tries to look for the option. Got to be messing about with him there, aren't he? Yeah. Gives a penalty against Danny O. Danny O looks at the referee and says, "What, me, sir?" Ricky Sharif saying, "Hey, what, me, sir?" Want to be careful, there's a lot of our fans who will be singing "I shot the sheriff" and the deputy. Dobson then gives it inside to David Mills. Another one who was just fails to run his weight for me. Yeah, he's done okay on a couple of occasions in a couple of games, but a man of his size, his sheer hugeness basically, he's a massive man. Should be breaking more tackles and making more runs than he does. It's just unfortunate that he chooses to run the way he does, kind of lopingly rather than bending his knees and getting his back bent and grinding into them tackles like you should do a man of his size. It'd be a frightening prospect to tackle him if he did so, but it just isn't at the moment, unfortunately. Stanley G then, it's going to give another penalty away by running on the back of McCarthy Azil. Does so. The Papua New Guinean World Cup players there, of course, freshly selected this week, giving away the penalty. Quite obvious from up here that he did that. Never going to be any other decision for Mr. Bentham to make, unfortunately. By the way, if we sound out downbeat up here, it's I think it's only to be expected, if we're honest. It's been under par performance. Well, not just under par, it's been so subpar. It's been we're drowning in our own inability to play rugby at the moment. There we go, Tomato then making a Easy breakthrough. Lacklustre Rovers defensive line. Rinaldi. He's not the sort of guy you want one like you if you're not up for it. Brought down by McCartney. He's 20 metres. Well, the referee's given a knock on there from Rinaldi. Kate Everton trying to get the scrum formed. Yeah, they do so. It's the first time they've looked in any sort of urgency in this, either the first half or the second half Rovers, and I don't know what they're doing it for now because it's full on, unfortunately. Ben Fisher looking to re-enter the field of play. I just wonder if he'll replace Kate Everton, who to me has been one of the leading lights in this game. Indeed, although he was a replacement, has been my man of the match so far for Hull Kingston Rovers. Not that he's been a hard choice, of course. Briscoe then gives it inside to Stanley Jean, who takes out the hands of Peter Fox. Trying a little bit too hard is Stanley Jean, I think, today. Kate Everton whips one out there. Paul Cook spins in the tackle, and again spins, tries to go forward, can't do so. Brought down 32 metres from his own line. Gives it inside to Fox, bounces off one, off two, no. Brought down in a 3-man Harlequins tackle, just 37 metres from his own line. No metres at all made by this Rovers side. Found it very difficult to gain anything or any sort of momentum. That's a nothing kick again, straight on the middle of the field, straight into the hands of young Manning.
Substitution for Hull Kingston Rovers, number 9, Ben Fisher, replacing 14.
Chris Manning takes the ball into the 40 metre line. Should be starting back on his own line, really, nowhere near the 40. Still, there you go, young Will Sharp again. Hungry for action is this young lad. Give him his due, he's been there for his forwards today. Probably why they've still got so much left in them. These Harlequins backs out, frightened to give it a bit of a run up the middle into the Rovers' faces. Another fantastic run from the Harlequins forwards there. Ooh, nearly got away there, but brought down in the last tackle from Chris Wallham. Last tackle against the Harlequins. Danny O. Here to Scott Hill. Always takes the sensible option to Scott Hill. He's put a lot of backspin on that, I can see it from here. And he's going to stop in the field of play. No, can't get out of there. Brought down right on his back line there. I think the RL official's a Harlequins fan. Paul Cook there, not happy, throws the ball inside. Michael Dobson then kicks the ball out from underneath his own post, straight down the middle of the field, into the hands of the impressive Scott Hill for the Harlequins. He's again going to have a look at his options, just runs sideways a little bit, brought down well by Chris Wallham, 30 metres on the Rovers line. Harlequins again and on the attack. Danny Ward running well. This time can't pick up the speed, can't gain any momentum. He's brought down 28 metres from the Hull Kingston Rovers try line. Rinaldi gives it inside there. They're going wide again. Miss out man there. Henry Paul, Sharif looking for the gap all the time. Been a bit of a hit this season since he came back from the lower divisions as Vicky Sharif, proving that he can still do some good even though you sometimes miss up an opportunity. Jake Webster pushed off the tackle, not for the first time this season, quite easily. Last tackle against the Harlequins it is again then. Frankie Kane charges his man out the way. Chris Wallham there takes it behind the dead ball line. Is somebody there to play it? Yes they are, Kate Everton's there. Taps it, gives it to Peter Fox, will he go outside his men? Peter Fox has got a chance now to go all the way, Peter Fox! And they got the pace to go on the outside! Big chase down by Ricky Sharif! Got all the way, what a fantastic try from Peter Fox! And on my white stick, you'll actually be saying, why didn't he go the full length of the field? Well, this time he did. Goes to the left and the right, showed his face, put the pedal to the metal there, got the meters out and blew down this outside. What is a fantastic try for the Robins, albeit too late. Perfect there, fantastic solo try from Peter Fox. You can see it coming down the side. The men
Try for Hull Kingston Rovers in the
gap and score.
67th minute, sponsored by A.R. Lunn. Scorer number 2, Peter Fox.
Yeah, great try there by Peter Fox. It was well spotted by Kirk Netherton, took the tap, gives the ball to Foxy, and somebody who's been threatening all season a full length of the pitch job. He pinned his ears back, full length of the pitch. Great effort there from Peter Fox. There's only going to be one outcome. Once he got out wide and past Sharif and Sharp there was only one outcome, and that was going to be a try. Dobson with the conversion. Good conversion that. So the scoreline here at Craven Park, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, is Harlequins 40 points, Hull Kingston Rovers 10.
KCFM 99.8.
And the 2 points for Hull Kingston Rovers. The score is sponsored by the Maximus Memorial Fund, number 26, Michael Dobson.
Yeah, even Neil Rudd, the announcer, I think off his form there. Took his time to work out it was Michael Dobson taking the conversion. But I don't know why they were playing Queen, having a good time now, because let's be honest, we're not. Kick off there. Come on Rovers, you've got to support him. Harlequins threatening to put Michael Dobson into touch there. Plays the ball. Bengalia makes some yards there. It's the Rovers 25. Ben Fisher now. Gives the ball to Makili Alzou. Makili Alzou, the only forward really that's putting any effort and passion into it. Picks the ball with a bit of pace. Makes 10 yards. Ben Fisher now. Gives the ball out to Paul Cook. Gives it to Kurt Netherton. Kurt Netherton now. Tries to wriggle his way free. Gets to Rovers 44 metre line. Paul Cook now. Flat pass. Gives it to David Mills. David Mills trundles forward. No good whatsoever really from David Mills. No impact. Dobson now with a big hike. Looping kick. At least there's a bit of a kick chase for once. Sean Briscoe there. Fanning makes it to the man. This is so easy for Harlequins, little offload. Makes a few yards.
Substitution for Harlequins, number 9.
Was that a dodgy play the ball?
14,
Mr. Bentham don't think so.
Rinaldi.
But it's nice and easy for Harlequins this. More easy yards made there. Oh, well, Mr. Bentham says that Ben Fisher had his hand in the tackle, and I have to admit, Mr. Bentham, I agree with you. A silly penalty there given away by Ben Fisher. So Harlequins with another set of 6, pushing now onto the Rovers 20 metre line. Chad Randall gives the ball. Danny Orr looks for the options, takes the tackle. Well wrapped up there for once by Hull Kingston Rovers. David Mills in the tackle. Danny Orr's taking a bit of a knock there. Chad Randall gives the ball to Scarsbrook. Scarsbrook pins his ears back. Nearly spins over the line. Just held up. Chad Randall. Ooh, that was a very slow play of the ball. Rovers say thank you very much. We'll have you, Mr. Randall. Probably the first time today. Danny Orr jinxes. Crossfield kick. Ooh. Come on, Steely, run it straight. No point going across, Steely, you've got to run straight. Well, nearly a comedy of errors there. John Steele catches the ball, drops it. Jake Webster thankfully was there on hand. He went backwards, gives it to John Steele. John Steele goes, well, I think what's good for Stanley Genie is good for me. I'll do the crab as well. Rovers just playing laterally, and there's no go forward here with Rovers. No go forward whatsoever with Hull Kingston Rovers right now. Just going sideways. Ben Fisher gives the ball. Paul Cook offloads, gives it to Ben Fisher. That's better.
Substitution for Hull Kingston.
To be fair to Cookie, he's been all right since he's come on as Paul Cook, I've got to say. Rovers now plays the ball. Chris Whelan takes it, sees a gap, goes for it, gets brought down. Kurt Netherton now. It's on the 5th tackle. Dobson, what's he going to do? It's it's an indiscreet kick really. There's no height, no pace on it. The kick chase wasn't bad. Paul Cook, as I say, since he's come on, he's tried some things. He's been one of the better ones out of the 17 so far, Paul Cook, I've got to admit. But Harlequins now, knowing that this game is long since won, just going through the motions now, and even going through the motions and probably making more yardage than Rovers. Another good run there from Scarsbrook. Spins his way through the tackle, makes it to the 42 metre line. Randall gives it to Scott Hill. Scott Hill has been very... Oh, that's forward. Well, you got to give it to Harlequins. At least he tried it. Went forward, but Scott Hill, I've got to say, been very impressive today. Looking at the Rovers side, you've got to say Kate Netherton is probably the best of what is a pretty bad bunch, Mike.
Yeah, he has been for me. Most definitely. He's the one that's purposely gone forward on a regular basis. I think the forwards have been so abject today, it's frightening, to be quite honest with you. Still, Cookie from the back of the scrum gives it to Michael Dobson. Young Chris Wallen was also won the ball very well. Now, if he plays by the letter of the law here, that's Henry Paul again, who's already got away with a fist in the face. He's got to go off, he's seen it. Stick it on report, Bentham, it's what you're good at. Dobson then finds touch. 20 metres from the Harlequins line. Fisher plays it inside to Dobson. McCarthy Izuno running. Tackled round the chest himself. Takes the ball to within 13 metres this Harlequins line. Dobson then sells a dummy 1, 2. No, he's going to get a knock on, I think. We're going to go see what the referee says. What are you going to give the ref? Knock on there. Give a knock on, Mr. Bentham. So it'll be a Harlequins tap out on the 20. Mr. Bentham allows them to do so quickly. We're not on telly, of course, so the rule where you've got to wait until he says so doesn't count.
The attendance at Craven Park today is 8,284.
Crowd of 8,284 today.
Thanks for supporting the match
All
today.
disappointed because this Harlequins franchise, of course, bringing nobody with them. So where the value for money comes with them, I don't know. No travelling support again from the Harlequins. Maybe 6 or 7 in that away stand, but not many. Yet people are expected to flock to London and to Paris to France to see these games. Harlequins then brought down 13 metres from the Rovers line. Danny O has a little think about it, gives it inside there too. Big prop. Daniel Hickenberg, who was 10, he's brought down on the 10 metre line. Or again, whips it outside to Hill. Well picked up round his ankles from Jake Webster. Really awkward ball to pick up, held on to it well. 5 metres from his own line then. Jake Webster will play the ball. Brent Fisher goes to action half. Bengalia looking for them little scoops, little darts through the gaps. Bengalia not found them today. Not been for a lack of trying, he has tried as Bengalia today. Some of the crowd giving the Rovers boys a bit of a beating there. Chris Wallen there just making the simplest of errors. Knock on. Perfect ball into the breadbasket, just couldn't take it. Not Rovers' day, unfortunately. Trailing by 40 points to 10 in a vital clash here at the I keep saying vital, it's just that just seems nonsensical with the scoreline being the way it is and the performance that they're putting. But it was a vital clash, Dave. Like I say, history was there to be made. It still is, I suppose. But I can't see us going away to Warrington and Bradford and getting a result. I could have seen us with the pressure on Bradford, going to Bradford and doing something. But Warrington will be a bit sore after last night. I just can't. Hopefully I'm wrong. Obviously I'm Rovers through and through, but it's a hard ask now, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what, if Rovers play like they've done today against Warrington next week, with the way Warrington are playing, because they were very lucky last night against St Helens, it'll be a cricket score, in all honesty. We will get absolutely hammered. Again. Anyway. But it was a big opportunity today for Hull Kingston Rovers. If they'd have won today, they'd have had pressure on Bradford. They probably would have sealed the place well above the team from the other side of the city. Would have sealed a place in there. Would have shown sure signs of progression. But they've been very poor today, Hull Kingston Rovers. Very, very poor. And the worst thing about it has been, well, in all honesty, the lack of cohesion in effort. I mean, as I say, the faithful fans, 8,200 of us today. Now you can take being beat, you can take being hammered, but not when there's been, certainly first half was woeful. Anyway, Phil Bentham decides, I'll give Rovers a penalty. And finally, Michael Dobson says, thank you very much. Nice, easy try there for Michael Dobson, but in all honesty, the game is long since been won by Harlequins. I don't think Harlequins are all that bothered, really. Oh, or maybe 5 minutes left. And Michael Dobson running through a very static Harlequins defence there.
Try for Hull Kingston Rovers in the 77th minute. The score was sponsored by the Mark Simmons Memorial Fund. Number 26, Michael Dobson!
Michael Dobson now to convert his own try right in front of the post. Should be nice and easy. Does so. Makes the score Hull Kingston Rovers 16, Harlequins 40. But yes, where were we, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, before this game kicked off, we could have been on the threshold of making a bit of history. The first promoted side, well, recently promoted side in their second season to make the top 6. Would have won today. The pressure would have been on Bradford and Wakefield. As it turns out, Rovers deserved probably their worst performance of the season.
As well, sponsored by the Mark Simmons
And have been well beaten.
The scorer, number 26,
well beaten.
Michael Dobson.
We play like this in the next couple of games, well, we're going to get a right tonking. What makes it worse is even last season. I mean, last season we got beat here at Craven Park, 60 points to 20, versus a very good Warrington side. But even in that game, and let's face it, this year's squad is so much better than last year's squad, yet the performances on the pitch haven't matched it. Last season's squad, at least they put the effort in. And another mistake there, straight from the kick-off by Hull Kingston Rovers. I'm tearing, well, if I had hair underneath my jester's hat, I'd be tearing it out right now.
Yeah, you say last season's, this season's side supposed to be better than last season. I disagree. Up to now, they're not. They've got 19 points on the board. They're still going to get another point to equal last year's squad's total. I'd settle for last year's pride and commitment over this lot on today's performance, if I'm honest with you. Ronaldo then plays the ball out to Danny O. Scott Hill. Same old. Actually tackled pretty well there from the Rovers, who spotted the danger on that far side. Scarsbrook then, looking to go forward himself. Brought down in a 3-man tackle, 10 metres, right in front of the Hull Kingston Rovers posts.
Today's man of the match, chosen by the executive match sponsor TC Power, is...
They're trying everything now with this Harlequins side.
Number 2, Peter Fox.
Man of the match goes to number 2, Peter Fox, which tells you in itself that the award's gone to a winger. It doesn't happen that often. It wouldn't surprise you one bit if what happened here... No, well done, Jacob. I've got to be honest, well, yeah, it did well. Took that ball well. Yeah, a much deserved loss then for Hull Kingston Rovers, it must be said. Absolutely abject, terrible performance really. I for one am not impressed. I know the East Stand, who to the credit, are stood there packed to the rafters still. I think more in amazement and absolute disbelief than anything else.
In 2008.
I really can't believe what I've seen here today for a game that means so much for the fans and the club.
September 7th. All match ticket buyers from today are reminded to keep your stubs to
Mr. Morgan
qualify
coming up to
for
the
the
gantry very
priority
shortly for a
scheme.
few questions from ourselves. I think the question definitely needs to be asked: what was lacking in today's performance? I'll not answer that. I'll ask Justin to answer that, and let's see what he says. As it is for today, for now, I think that's the season over there. But don't be defeated. I think that's the end of the season. As a playoff situation, I think that's the end of our season. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go to Warrington and Bradford and turn them over. But I can't see it. They stand there, clapping and cheering. These boys, of course, they don't lose on purpose. Of course, I'm a bit defeated and a bit down. But that was, by anybody's standards, a poor performance. Let's get our heads up for next week, brothers. Dave, I'll be at Warrington, you'll be at Warrington. Let's hope the boys turn up a bit better than they did today.
Well, if they don't turn up and put a performance in like they've done today, certainly first half performance, we will get walloped, in all honesty. But credit to the East Stand, they've stayed, well, the crowd, the whole crowd, East and West Stand, have stayed right to the end, still singing "We're Rovers Till We Die." And that's a great credit to the fans. Great credit to this great support that we have. Even when the players don't really deserve it. And to be quite frank, they don't deserve it today. Well, Harlequins fans, all 4 of them, come here on a skateboard, clapping their team off. A deserved victory there for Harlequins. And yeah, I quite agree, Mike. I think that's top 6 out of the question now, in all honesty, as you say, and we hope not, but I think it is. I think that's top 6 out of the way. And as I say, this season we've expected more, and it's very, very frustrating. That game sums up Rovers' season this season. We have got a better quality squad than last season, but some of the defeats this year, I think with last year's squad, wouldn't have happened because of the passion that squad had. They might not have been technically as good, but they had passion, and today we've been lacking that, and that's one of the questions we'll be asking Justinho a bit later. So from Craven Park, we'll say goodbye for now. Game finishing, Harlequins 40 points, Hull Kingston Rovers 16.